Mr. Freeman, you are next on my list of people to recognize.
Good evening, Ian Freeman in Keene. So I wanted to, I guess, make a motion on Article 1 to amend it. And so what I've heard tonight is, the usual. People here are really concerned with education and the students and the teachers, and rightly so. Education is very important. And every year, people come out here and they bicker and they argue over, $55,000 here, $100,000 there. And every year the budget goes up. Now, most private people that are having a tough time in a down economy have had to cut their budgets. In fact, a lot of people in the private world have had their boss come to them and say, look, if you want to keep your job, you've got to take a 5% cut. The school board doesn't have to do that stuff. You guys, you get to increase the budget every single year because, well, there's the threat of force behind your operation. And I just don't think that that's the most effective way to get things done, is to threaten people to take their homes from them if they don't support what it is that you're doing. If they don't like, Program A versus Program B, or however it is that it's set up. You saw the statistics earlier about the increasing number of people who are unable to pay their property taxes. Now, as you all may know, and if you don't pay property taxes, eventually, after 3 years, the city of Keene can decide to tax sale your home, which means that if you thought you owned your home, you'll find out different, because it turns out they can just take it from right underneath you and take it for their own purposes. And that's just not a friendly or neighborly way to do business. So, the 10% cut, that was a good idea, but I'd like to propose something more out of the box. I heard someone mention out of the box thinking tonight, and it seems to me that this is more of the same. It's the same process year after year. So I would propose that the budget be cut to 0, and instead of having the coercive system that you have, you organize the system to where each school can be run by their own staff. It can be owned and operated by the staff. No need to have a school board, no need to have the centralized bureaucracy of administrators. You can cut all that out and let all the teachers, the janitors, the administrators in each school make decisions on their own. Decentralize the system, let them raise money in whatever way they think is most appropriate. So that could be through...
Mr. Freeman, if I may interrupt you for one moment, please make your motion with clarity and specificity, because what you're proposing is illegal. So
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Well, decentralizing the school system would be illegal.
Well, you could sell the schools to a group of teachers. So basically, I'm proposing the motion is to sell the schools, or give the schools, rather,
that motion is out of order. I'm going to rule it that way. Do you want to make another motion?
I motion that you cut the budget to 0 and turn the schools over to the teachers to run them in the way that they think is best. Thank you.
Your motion to cut the budget to 0 would be in order if there was a second. Well, he hasn't made the motion, but the balance of your motion is to do something we can't do. It's got to be related to the subject matter of Article 1.
So what you're saying is you can't innovate, basically. You're stuck.
Saying you have to follow the rules.
You're stuck in this old system, in this old way of threatening people, and you have no way of changing that. That's pretty sad.
My job, sir, is to follow the rules. Now, you're going to be out of order in 2 seconds. Do you want to make a motion or not?
Well, my motion is to,
cut the
Part
budget
A
to
and
0.
Part B.
Cut the budget to 0 as a motion. You want to make it?
It has to have the rest of it where the teachers get control of their schools, because that way they can respond appropriately to what the parents of the schools want, rather than having to go through this micromanaging process.
We're going to move along right now, sir.